Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, an audit of the Madison County Fiscal Court reveals numerous problems. The state's focus areas just ahead this morning.
Neighbors are shedding new light on the victims found in a Lee County apartment fire.
And a Laurel County couple says they are lucky to be alive after riding on that same helicopter that crashed in the Smoky Mountains this week.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
And I'm Bill Bryant, and here we are. It's Wednesday, April 6th, and we're glad you're on WKYT this morning. It's going to be a windy day ahead, and as cold as it is, that wind is going to cut right through you from time to time.
It is going to be windy, and I'm focused on Friday. I think a lot of people are, Micah, with this wintry mix you're calling for.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be there on Friday, and then on Saturday, you're talking about even colder air rushing on in here with a few flakes. So there's a very active pattern going on, and that kicks off later on today. Live sky camera, there's your look. It's not a bad look. We're at 39 degrees there in Lexington. Some 30s out and about, but I do believe virtually all of us, except for a few spots, will actually stay above that 32-degree reading. Even with that freeze warning east and southeast, the clouds are starting to move overhead, starting to switch that wind direction too. But gusty rain later on. Now, what is later on? Well, I'm going to get into that hour-by-hour forecast and really focus on what's going to be guiding, which is the gusty rain. It's going to be guiding in that winter feel. How low do we go? I have that coming up.
All right, we'll see you in a bit, and we thank you. A newly released audit of the Madison County Fiscal Court reveals numerous problems with the county's financial controls.
Now, while most of the problems outlined in the audit deal with the previous administration, but as WKYT's Mark Barber is about to explain, the problems span over several years. He joins us live from Richmond with more details. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Michelle. That's right. Those problems do take place over a number of years, but it is important to point out once again that many of the problems that were underscored in this state audit were existing issues when the county judge executive, Reagan Taylor, took office back in 2014. Now, it appears as if the main issue underscored in this audit is a lack of financial control over the county's CSEP program. Now, the Chemical Stockpile Emergency Preparedness Program is overseen by the Emergency Management Agency. The lack of financial oversight was underscored when a former bookkeeper named Tamara Phelps embezzled more than $300,000 from the agency's program. The audit found several other questionable expenditures within the same program: the purchase of 59 iPads, several repairs to a vehicle that was not owned by the county, and the reimbursement for out-of-state travel expenses when the employee in question was clocked in on county property. So how could all of that happen? Well, CSEP is a federal program, so county leaders say expenditures are not scrutinized as closely as other programs with more local control. Now, the judge executive tells our news partners at the Herald Leader that they are following the audit's recommendation to thoroughly approve and review all the expenditures for the program from this point forward. Live in Richmond, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you so much, Mark. Now, investigators tell us 3 people who had been reported missing after an apartment building fire in Lee County have been found dead.
Fire officials say crews found the bodies late last night. The victims have not been identified at this point, but after talking with neighbors, we've learned more about the type of people that they were. And WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is joining us now from our live desk with more on that. Caitlin?
Good morning. Yeah, we still don't know who those victims are in yesterday's apartment fire, but friends say it was a woman who lived upstairs and a couple who lived in an apartment together. They say the couple had been expecting a baby. Investigators knew early on 3 people were missing. It was late Tuesday night when the fire chief says crews found the bodies in the apartment building on Golf Course Road. The severity of the fire kept crews from getting inside for a number of hours. When firefighters pulled up in the early morning hours Tuesday, they say the rear of the building was engulfed in flames and the roof was starting to collapse. Neighbors say that fire nearly spread to a nearby house.
If the wind had been blowing like it normally does out of the southwest, the other house here would have definitely been on fire. It was a huge fire.
10 others made it out of the building safely. This fire remains under investigation. At the live desk, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
All right, Caitlin, thank you very much. Investigators have identified now the 5 people killed on a tourist helicopter that crashed in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. The helicopter crashed Monday afternoon and burst into flames near Sevierville and Pigeon Forge. Police say the pilot was 38-year-old Jason Dahl of Tennessee, and the passengers were 49-year-old Jonah Morvant of Tennessee and her 18 and 22-year-old children, who both lived in North Carolina but were originally from Nebraska. Police say a 21-year-old Texas man was also on board. Witnesses recalled the crash yesterday and say that their hearts go out to the victims and families.
For something like this to happen in our neighborhood is really devastating to a point. But I think about the families as well, to not only the pilot, but whoever might have been, as passengers on vacation and try to, to have a good time.
Federal investigators say they still don't know why the helicopter crashed. They say a final report has been sent to the National Transportation Safety Board in Washington, D.C., but it could take up to a year for the cause to be officially determined.
A Laurel County couple is grateful to be alive after taking a tour on that same helicopter just an hour before it crashed Monday. Shannon and Rihanna Collins said they planned for a week-long getaway in Gatlinburg. On Monday, they decided to take a helicopter tour from Smoky Mountain Helicopters. A little over an hour later, after finishing their tour, they learned that a helicopter from that company went down and burst into flames near Sevierville and Pigeon Forge. Now, once they learned it was the exact helicopter they were on, they cut their trip short to get back home to their 5 girls.
We was blessed that we'd be able to come home and see our kids and stuff, and at the same time, you feel overwhelmed emotion that, that pilot and those passengers not going to get to do what we just done.
The couple says federal investigators called them yesterday and questioned them about the flight and the pilot. Now, beside it being a windy flight, they told investigators the pilot was pleasant and everything seemed fine with the helicopter.
WKYT has learned that both of Lexington's Hancock fabric stores are planning to close their doors for good. The stores are on Southland Drive and on Richmond Road. Hancock Fabrics is closing all of its stores nationwide. The company filed for bankruptcy 2 months ago. The company is planning to begin liquidating merchandise in the coming weeks.
As part of their partnership with Keeneland and the University of Kentucky, Maker's Mark is preparing to unveil their latest commemorative bottle, which helps raise money for UK's Student Athlete Support Program. Now, this is the first look at the 2016 bottle featuring UK basketball coach Joby Hall and the 1978 National Championship team. It goes on sale this Friday and will be available throughout the state. Now, next Friday, April 15th, you can get your special bottle signed by 4 members of the '87 championship team. That's out at Keeneland. Now, the first installment of the commemorative bottle series featured Adolph Rupp. It was released last April.
WKYT This Morning, just getting started, and we're coming up on 8 minutes after 5. Good morning again. Glad to have you with us.
With the help of some new technology, a Minnesota Dog is now a social media store. We'll show you how after the break.
And we're looking at those temperatures early this morning with a little frost here and there, and then we head off towards your afternoon. Big swing of temperatures in the 60s. What about that rain chance, though? I'll have that coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's a pretty good looking start to the day, but it is very chilly outside. Once again, in the 30s for most locations. A couple 40s sprinkled in here and there. All in all, it's just one of those mornings just above freezing, and most of us will stay that way, even though we do have a freeze warning east and southeastern Kentucky. I just don't see many of you guys actually reaching that, especially with temperatures there. 36 Jackson, 39 in Prestonsburg. Maybe in some of the valley regions you could actually reach it. London there at 33, you'll be able to reach that. Somerset already there, but for the most part, yeah, it's above that. Still very chilly. You will need a light coat before you take off, and you can get rid of that coat. Throw it in the back seat once you hit the afternoon. 64 degrees. Also, the rain chance starts to increase during the afternoon, too. Anywhere from 3 to 6 p.m. is when you start to see a few showers work their way on in. So kids coming home from school, here come a few showers, especially along 75. And back toward the west, closer to Louisville, is your better opportunity. But still, yeah, you have that rain chance during that time. It's not widespread during that time. It actually becomes widespread as we head off into the evening and into the nighttime hours. When most of us are home, most of us trying to eat a late dinner or whatnot, right around 8 to about 10 p.m. is when you start to see the rumbles of thunder move on in. So showers before that, and then rumbles of thunder start to slide on in here later on this evening and off into the night. I would say they move on out right around that midnight to 1 a.m. time frame. And so let's take it hour by hour. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's noontime, nothing going on, right? Then you get into 3 to 6 p.m. and here come a few showers, even a couple of rumbles of thunder. That is the time that is, like I was talking about, along that 75 corridor and back toward the west. So that does include any location around 127, also 27, 68, BG Parkway, 64 from Louisville to Lexington, 75 from Lexington up towards, say, Cincinnati. And then we head off into the evening. Then the thunderstorms roll on through. Here's your line of thunderstorms. And remember, no severe weather expected out of this. However, you could still get a few rumbles of thunder as it passes on through with very gusty winds. There's 10 p.m. I'd say around Lexington anywhere from 8 p.m. to about 10 p.m. And then it slides on through the eastern zones. Eastern zones, you can expect it anywhere from 9 p.m. to about 11 p.m. But by midnight, it starts to move on out in some chilly air and also some showers filter down in here on Thursday, heading off into Friday. Yeah, you still hold on to those showers. And the good news here is it's rain showers, not snow showers. However, you go off into the night and into Saturday, you'll have still a few snowflakes to deal with as we travel off into those 2 days. From now through Saturday, guys, pretty active forecast. Now, none of this is a huge deal, but still most of it is something that can change our plans, especially heading out there Friday and into your weekend. Sunday will be much better in the 50s. Much drier.
Well, you weren't thinking Keeneland opening day would involve snow.
Right, yeah. You don't want that, but unfortunately it looks like it's going to be pretty damp.
Not a big deal, but a big deal in early April, right?
Absolutely. I'm with you on that.
You got it. 5:14 right now. Thanks to her owner's creativity, a dog in Minnesota has grown into a social media star.
Meet Tula. The 4-year-old rescue loves nothing more than playing with other dogs in the park. Her owner loves getting shots of the dogs in action, so she recently started an Instagram account called Canine Happy Hour. But unlike most dog social media pages, Canine Happy Hour is different because Tula is in complete control. Tula wears a GoPro camera, and she takes all of these lovely pictures of her playing in the park from her point of view. Susie says the GoPro has provided thousands of great pictures. It also caused Canine Happy Hour to take off on social media. Susie, the owner, says the page has received thousands of likes on Instagram and Facebook. Check that one out.
I'll tell you, you can't help but laugh a little, you know, no matter how your day is going, so if you check out that little website there. That's cool. All right, it's 5:15 now on WKYT This Morning on your Wednesday.
When we return, we'll take a look at your money.
We'll tell you the average price to watch a baseball game these days and the most expensive ballpark in the country. And one grocery giant is launching an organic hair care line. I'm Hannah Daniels in New York. I'll have those stories and much more coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back into WKYT This Morning. We're glad you're along with us. 5:18, it is your Wednesday. A look at the average price for a day at the ballpark. And Whole Foods is launching its own hair care line.
And the age group most likely to renovate their home this year. Hannah Daniels has the latest on your money.
On Tuesday, stocks slipped for a second day as markets sell off across the globe. The Dow closed down 133 points. The Nasdaq lost 47. 36 million Americans plan to renovate their homes within the next year. A recent study from Bankrate.com found while home ownership is the lowest among millennials, they are the most likely to plan home improvements than any other age group. The study also found homeowners with low income and less education are just as likely to renovate as those with higher income and more education. Whole Foods is launching its own plant-based hair care. Shampoos, conditioners, and styling products will be made of ingredients like argan oil, quinoa protein, and shea butter. The hair care products will cost less than $10 under the chain's $365 everyday value brand. With baseball season upon us, ever wonder how much a day at the ballpark costs? Turns out the average price for 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 beers, and parking cost almost $80. Catching a game at Fenway Park is the most expensive, costing $157, followed by Wrigley Field in Chicago and Yankee Stadium in New York. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Hannah Daniels.
Well, Ford has announced plans to build a new plant in Mexico. It will invest $1.6 billion in the facility, which will employ 2,800 workers. Ford insists there will not be a loss to U.S. jobs. The automaker has not said which cars will be built there, but it has previously said that two small cars, the C-Max and the Focus, will be moved out of a plant in Wayne, Michigan by 2018. That's about the time the Mexican plant is due to open. The 3,900 hourly workers at the Wayne plant, all members of the UAW, have been promised that two new vehicles will begin production there at that point. So we'll see where everything goes for Ford. And it is coming up on 521 on WKYT this morning.
We have sports coming up.
The second UK basketball player says he's heading to the NBA, Skal Labissiere. There's another announcement today. Wonder who that could be. About that tall. Also, we take you to Keeneland, and UK baseball meets up with Louisville tonight. We've got a preview.
For the most part, we are above that 32-degree reading, so there's some good news for you. The bad news is we're still in the 30s. It's still very chilly outside. As you step out the door, you'll need the coat this morning. Afternoon, you will not. 64 degrees, and that rain slides on in here, mainly afternoon, the rain starting about 3 to 6 p.m., and then we'll start to see those thunderstorms work their way in right after that during the evening and up into the nighttime hours. No severe weather expected, but we'll talk more about that coming up. First, let's check out sports, see what's going on.
Kentucky basketball has another special announcement scheduled for this afternoon. Yesterday, Skal Labissiere announced he was going pro. Skal's announcement coming in a release from UK. He plans to hire an agent, and that means his Kentucky career is over. In a statement, John Calipari said he was proud of the way Skal handled himself this season. He called him one of the greatest kids I have ever coached. Opening weekend for Keeneland, the meet starts Friday. The highlight Saturday will be the $1 million Toyota Bluegrass, a major derby prep. Post positions were drawn for a full field of 14 and also 2 eligibles. A Bluegrass winner has not won the Derby since Strike the Gold in 1991. Zulu, trained by Todd Pletcher, is the early favorite.
You know, a runner-up to a very good horse. I know he threw in a kind of a clinker there the last race, but we're very happy with our spot, very happy with the draw, and we'll have no excuses.
Zulu draws the number 4 post and is 5-2. Brody's Cause will be the second choice at 4-1. Pletcher trains Donegal Moon. Continuing out from the rail, Pletcher also has long shot Cards of Stone. And here's the field for the Central Bank Ashland for 3-year-old fillies. Catherine Sophia is unbeaten in 4 races. Karina Mia and Rachel's Valentina expected to provide a strong challenge. Weep No More and Banry are long shots. Also tonight, the Louisville Cardinals come to town to play the baseball Wildcats at Cliff Hagan Stadium. Gary Henderson, he coached several of the Cards pitchers on the USA Collegiate National Team, and players on both sides know each other well, but
I mean, once we get on that field, I mean, it's still a rivalry, and I'd say that the rivalry added a little spark in regionals when we had Thomas Bernal and their catch would get into a little scuffle. So, I mean, we have a few grudges that we hold against them just because, you know, they're at Louisville when we're here. So, but I mean, after the game, you know, it's all fun and happy.
We'll see how fun and happy it is after the game tonight. That's a look at sports. Have a great day.